the decision to field Brighton's David Button paid off handsomely after the Seagulls secured a 1-0 win over Everton, allowing their opponents not a single big chance. A change of plan with the transfers saw Danny Ings come in, but a rest for the Saints forward against Man City meant that Sead Kolasinac unfortunately came off the bench, failing to add to the points tally after Arsenal were beaten 5-1 by Liverpool. Unsurprisingly, Mo Salah was amongst the points once again, firing home from the penalty spot for a second successive game after setting up Sadio Mane's goal. But the decision to bring in Felipe Anderson didn't pay off, with the Hammers suffering a 2-0 defeat at Burnley, and the return of Arnautovic saw the Brazilian play in a slightly deeper position. Anthony Martial returned to the starting 11 and provided an assist during Man United's 4-1 win over Bournemouth. But once again, it was Paul Pogba who stole the show, and we'll come on to him in just a moment. Harry Kane led the line and fired in a great left-footed goal from outside the box to open the scoring against Wolves, but rather worryingly failed to take a single touch in the penalty area during the game. And for a second successive week, giving the Spurs forward captaincy over Mo Salah proved costly, and a score of 53-4 was just below average in the end, resulting in a substantial fall in rank down to 23k. There's one man dominating the FPL transfer market ahead of Gameweek 21, and that is of course Paul Pogba. The Frenchman racked up 18 points at home to Bournemouth, and he's now provided 4 goals and 4 assists in 3 appearances under Solskjær. The problem is that last week's transfers have left the team fairly inflexible, with just 0.4 million in the bank and 1 free transfer. So a move to bring in Pogba would require a 4-point hit and a downgrade somewhere else in the team. So unfortunately, the plan for now is to save the free transfer, keep faith in Anthony Martial, and then reassess the situation the following game week. For now though, here's a look at the probable team for Game Week 21. Rui Patricio comes back in between the sticks as Wolves host a Crystal Palace side that have failed to score in the last 2 game weeks, while only Newcastle and Huddersfield have found fewer goals this season. The back 4 could remain unchanged, although there is the option to move Andy Robertson to the bench ahead of the trip to Man City, in favour of the well-rested Danny Ings up against Chelsea. But given that Liverpool are 7 points clear at the top of the table, they may try to sit back and frustrate Man City at the Etihad, and look to avoid defeat first and foremost. 8 goals conceded by Liverpool this season is half the amount managed by any other team, and similarly, no side have allowed opponents fewer big chances than the Reds. Bringing in Felipe Anderson last game week isn't looking like such a great decision, after the Hammers failed to break down Burnley, and their meeting with Brighton in Game Week 21 may not be straightforward either. In the last 4 away matches, only Wolves and Chelsea have conceded fewer efforts on target. No midfielder has taken more than Richarlison's 8 shots inside the box during the last 4 game weeks, a tally that matches Liverpool's Mo Salah. But Leicester have conceded just 3 times in their last 4 away games, only Liverpool have shipped fewer goals in that time. Anthony Martial looks likely to keep hold of his place on the left wing for now, with Alexis Sanchez failing to make the bench against Bournemouth. The Frenchman has returned points in all but one of his last 9 league starts, finding 8 goals and 2 assists across that run. And it's a trip to Newcastle up next, a side that have conceded 11 big chances across their last 4 home matches, with only Southampton and Huddersfield allowing opponents more in that time. Mo Salah put an end to his questionable form against top 6 sides this season with a goal and assist against Arsenal, and it's a crucial away match against Man City for the Egyptian in Game Week 21. In the last 4 game weeks, no player has been involved in more than his 5 big chances, or has higher than his 3.1 expected goals, while only Townsend has produced more attempted assists. Eden Hazard is up against a Southampton side that have conceded 12 goals in the last 6 game weeks. Only Everton and Bournemouth have a worse record in that time. With 3 goals and 5 assists in the last 7 game weeks, the Belgian is a key contender for captaincy this game week. Completing the team and leading the line on his own will be Harry Kane, who comes into the meeting with Cardiff with consistency, having found an FPL return in each of his last 9 league starts. Over the last 4 game weeks, only Son and Pogba have been directly involved in more goals than the Englishman's 6. Cardiff suffered a 5-1 defeat to Man United in their last home fixture, and have conceded a total of 22 goals in 6 matches against the top 6 sides this season, at an average of 3.7 per game. It's tempting to leave the captain's armband on Harry Kane for a 3rd successive week, but Spurs have had a tough schedule over Christmas, in terms of rest time, and perhaps the defeat to Wolves last weekend was partially down to that. Eden Hazard is a strong alternative, and with Chelsea looking a little bit more fresh in this busy period, For now, it's the midfielder who's likely to get the nod.